Welcome to ProjectME, the podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, the founder of ProjectME, multimillionaire entrepreneur, former TV newscaster, money-making expert, female empowerment speaker, and self-proclaimed office supply addict. My mission is to take the mystery out of making big money. Every week on ProjectME, the podcast, I'll share success tips, strategies, and stories from other entrepreneurs, experts, and millionaires, showing you exactly how you can achieve your most exceptional life. Now let's get to it. Welcome to ProjectME with Tiffany Carter, the podcast and posse. I'm your host, Tiffany, and I want to see if you agree with me. We need to start a petition. There needs to be a month that is added in between December and January. I don't know what we would call that month. It'd have to have a completely new name, obviously. We need to have a month in between December and January for us to process the previous year and to prepare for the new one. January is rough. And I know it's rough for most of you listening because you tell me so. My private clients, people in my posse membership, in my mastermind, there's so much pressure right now. I can feel it energetically from you guys, which is exactly why I created this episode. So you can be the most supported right now in this entrepreneurship thing that can feel very lonely and very isolating and like you're on an island by yourself and you're not going fast enough, you're not doing enough, you're not getting anything right, you're not getting the results fast enough, you should be doing more. And then you start scrolling and you see all these people who are further ahead than you, or now they have this program, now they have a book, now they have a podcast. Now they're doing ads and you're like, oh my God, I can like barely even get it together to like send an email and write a post. I feel you. January's rough. And the reason is because we have an expectation hangover. This is why I really feel we all need to start a petition. I don't know who's in charge of creating months. I don't know. Is it God? I mean, God, can you hear us right now? We need a month in between December and January. I would love to come up with a funny name. It would be amazing if we had that. Like, we all need a vacation from the previous year and to process the new year. And so that's what's happening in January. But the reason why you're probably feeling zapped for energy, motivation, even inspiration, creativity, you're just feeling almost even backed up into a corner. Is that the term? Backed up against the wall? You know what I mean. Even your like throat chakra might feel tight. I know a lot of you have gotten sick, and I don't mean like with the vid. I mean, some of you have, but I mean any kind of sick. That's very common to happen when you've set goals for yourself and made proclamations, declarations, intentions for yourself. And now you know you really have to do the thing because now it is the new year. And now the pressure's on, the heat's on. It's time to act. And it's very common to get sick. Very, very common. So or even just a general feeling like crap, not feeling like your best self. So January is filled with the expectation hangover. The dangerous thing when we have expectations, whether it's in our personal life, in business, relationships, anything, with our bodies, with going to even a concert, right? Or even with being able to travel again. If we have these expectations and we're so set on them and then they don't come through because there's so many variables that are outside of our control. And so they don't come through. And now we have disappointment, we have resentment, we have anger. So it's very dangerous. And I'm not saying to not have goals and be able to have hope and look forward. That's being a visionary, right? That's having a vision, that's manifesting, that's putting out into the universe what you would love to have happen. An expectation is when you tie a demand to it. You tie your well-being to it. Like, oh, I better make this much a month with my business by this time this year, or I'm going to launch this and it needs to be ready by this time or else. And you're tying your own happiness, well-being, safety, security, sense of inner peace to it. That's when you have an expectation versus you putting out an intention or a vision. I have to catch myself all the time when I'm launching something, even if it's something I've launched before, right? Yes, you do want to set goals in your business, right? I mean, that you do need to do that. That's very important. You want to treat your business like a business if you want to make serious baller cash. Otherwise, if you're not treating it like a business, then you have a jobby. And we know that that really doesn't get us anywhere. But I will do this with launches where I'll say, okay, I mean, I'm trying to think of an example recently. I know. I'll use this as an example because more of you need to get it, which means I'm not talking about it enough because you all asked for it. And that is my Abundance Walk guided meditation series. It's free for a limited time. You asked for it. I delivered. This is the Abundance Walk that I take 5 days a week. And I've done a guided meditation in my own Tiffany straightforward manifesting style for you to hear me in your ear and with clear directions on the Abundance Walk that you can do anywhere. You don't have to live on the ocean like me. You could even live somewhere that you don't like. And this will work. This is designed to get you in and have you stay in that abundance zone as much as possible. You're going to slip in and out of it. That's inevitable. But this is something that I do to help me stay in it. Because the longer you're in it, you'll see what happens. I'll just tell you that. And I wanted to give you guys this as a New Year's gift, as a practice. So I will be charging for it. We'll be shifting that page over. So go grab the damn thing. It's at ProjectMeWithTiffany.com/guided meditation. ProjectMeWithTiffany.com/guided meditation. You can swipe up. The link's in the show notes as well, or it's in the link in my bio on Instagram at Project Me with Tiffany. We are doing a really cool giveaway. We've extended the giveaway a week because I clearly wasn't talking about this enough. I got distracted with, quite frankly, the mood and the energy of January, where I got very overwhelmed. I was losing my energy and I had to take some time to regroup. And you know, I always keep it real with you guys. So that's what was up with that. It's still not cute over here, but it's cuter than it was, which is where this episode was inspired by. Because typically, if I'm going through something, you guys are going through some version of it as well. So I always like to let you know you're not alone, and also how to help navigate your way through it and feel supported. So we're doing a really cool giveaway that I've partnered with an awesome new female-owned brand called Chill Glitter. So you're getting ProjectME products with Chill Glitter, who's founded by Samantha Parker, who's a key person on my team. Shout out Samantha. And 5 people are getting this really cool abundance gift set that'll be sent directly to your house. All you have to do is download the guided meditation series and then share a video of you going on your abundance walk and tag me at Project Me with Tiffany. That's it. And then we will be picking 5 winners. We've extended the giveaway, so it's for this week. So this Sunday, I can look at the date really quick. This Sunday, so we've extended it. Oh, it was this Sunday. I'm sorry. We're extending it to the 23rd. So make sure you post it by the 23rd and you sign up by the 23rd and you'll automatically be registered, and then we'll be sharing the winners inside my Instagram stories, and we'll be sure to tag you as well. So wanted to make sure you guys had that tool in there, because this is going to help you get that motivation back, that productivity back. What happens when we have this expectation hangover is we're filled with a bunch of crap. We're filled with low vibrating thoughts of being resentful, frustrated, irritated, comparisonitis, being down on ourselves, picking on ourselves, being critical of ourselves, filled with self-doubt. And those are such low vibrating thoughts and energies. And then when we're in that space, we attract more shit. And then it becomes this like spiral that is very hard to get out of. Almost something has to shock us out of it. Otherwise, it can take weeks to get out of it. And I don't want you, nor do I want to stay in that spot for weeks. That's not cute. And I don't want that for you, because then pretty soon, right? It's already mid-January right now. It's like, how did that happen? It was just Christmas, right? Time goes by really fast. So I don't want you guys losing more time, because I know you already feel like you've lost enough time by it taking longer for you to go after what you want, by toe dipping on your business, by really, even playing cheap on your business, by trying to figure it all out on your own, doing kind of low level free things and not really going after it. You've already wasted time, years, some of you years. I wasted a lot of time. It took me 10 years to start ProjectME with Tiffany Carter, and then I almost didn't start it, which is why I keep reminding you guys to not wait until you have this magical feeling of being ready. It never comes. I never felt ready when I started. I just was so sick of myself and horrified that it was 10 years since I had the idea, desire, and concept, and I hadn't done anything. I was like, okay, this is way out of hand now. Like, what am I doing? And then watching all these people online, creating similar like business models or going after their dreams, even if it's in a completely different niche or industry. While I'm sitting here in analysis paralysis, self-doubt, telling myself, oh, well, you know, who's going to listen to you? You're not 25 years old. You're not, you don't look like a supermodel. I mean, all sorts of stupid stuff that I had going through my head to keep me from showing up and doing the thing. And if you know that you would regret it, if you know you would regret not going for it, then you've got to do it, because there's a cost involved. There's a cost involved with you staying in this expectation hangover. There's a cost involved in you not going all in with your business. There's a cost involved in you toe dipping. There's a cost involved in you staying in a confused, stuck state. There's a cost involved, and there's a catch. You always hear me talk about that. There's a cost and a catch to everything. There's a cost and a catch to taking action and not taking action. And assess, what is this costing me to stay in this this low vibe, unmotivated, I'm overwhelmed, I'm feeling strangled state. That's what I said to myself was, what is this costing me staying in this state? Because I don't want to stay in this state. I don't like this feeling. And this is legit, like real time. Like all last week, I was in this state where it was like full on, like, I even said to one of my dear friends, I was like, I might have to check into an institution. And I'm not saying that lightly. I really felt that much pressure because I'm taking this business now to another level. And we go to another level. It's all relative for everyone. For you, it might be to $5,000 months. It could be to $25,000 months. For me, it's to $2 million a year minimum, right? And it still brings up the same stuff. I'm taking a sip of my drink. Hold, please. And if you hear noise in the background, my longtime house manager / cleaning lady / in charge of anything domestic in my vicinity. She is here today folding copious amounts of laundry and organizing my closet and cleaning windows and doing all sorts of things. And I was going to wait to record this until she left. And I have this pocket of time and I'm like, I'm not going to wait. I need to do this now. We have to work in the pockets of time we have, because if I wait till later, I'm going to be mostly in a coma and very interested in going into a fresh bag of white cheddar popcorn, which, by the way, this needs to end soon because I'm starting to blow up like a balloon. Like this we need to end this latest obsession of mine soon. Hopefully I'll be disgusted and sick of white cheddar popcorn, so that I don't get fixated on it until like another year from now or something like that. But if you're in that spot, nothing really good comes out of it. And I said, I don't want to be in this spot, but it's also, people will say, oh, you're one decision away. You just have to decide. It's like, okay, like I get what you're saying, but it's not that simple, especially if you're someone who has any sort of mental health stuff like I do. It's not that simple. And if you have heavy, childhood trauma, you've had trauma from being with a narcissist, toxic relationships, like this stuff runs much deeper than that. It can't be that simplified. What we're trying to do is not to stay in that super low crap trap energy and at least get out of it. Even if you're getting 10% out of it, it's a 10% improvement. I'll take it. So here's how I got out of it. And I'm out of it today. Does that mean I'm like in the clear and I'm like, skipping down the boardwalk here filled with energy and creative abundance? No, I'm not. But I am definitely out of the crap trap and I can get out of it pretty quickly. One, I use my abundance walks, which is the guided meditation series I did for you guys. Two, I want you to promise yourself to stop the scroll. You can go and type in accounts that you do like to see what they're doing, which better be mine. So you can type in mine. You can create in your friends list, which I would do that. So you can now, well, you have been able to, but create a friends list inside Instagram, and then you put those accounts that feel good to you, safe, supportive to you, that don't trigger you in there. And so you can just go under that friends list, right? If you desire to scroll, because we all have a desire to scroll. If you have a desire to scroll, those are like, it's like your safe scroll space. So you can go in there. But sometimes you need to cut out all the noise. Maybe you're listening to too many experts in an area and it's causing you stress and you feel like you have to do 5,000 things. Maybe it's that you have no support in your business. And I mean unbiased support where you're paying for it. Maybe it's time to stop being so cheap and really invest in your business and treat it like a true business where, yes, you get business loans. Yes, you use credit cards. Yes, you use PayPal credit. Like, welcome to having a business. Anyone who tells you you do not need money to start a business isn't giving you the full story. That is true. You can start a business without any money because you can start building a social media platform, for example, or you can pay a little bit of money for a domain name and build your own website. So you can get the start of it. But you want to make profits? Yeah, you're going to have to put some money into it. And it's well worth it. I mean, you invest your money properly in the right things, the right guidance, you will absolutely see a significant ROI. But I want you guys to not just look at ROI in terms of money. And I used to do this. And don't worry, I'm going to go back to my steps of getting out of the crap trap. I don't want you looking at ROI in your life in terms of just money. So if I use my house manager, Jackie, as an example, if I just looked at the ROI in terms of money, it's a strong ROI, right? Like, I mean, I pay her really well. And the amount of time she spends doing cleaning and tasks that I don't enjoy, even just the time factor, I get an ROI. But if we use this as an example, there's an emotional ROI, you get a mental ROI, there's even a physical ROI. She's physically doing tasks which would take energy from me, right? So I get a physical ROI because I'm saving energy. I get a mental ROI because who wouldn't love, seriously, opening your closet and your drawers and everything's folded like a store and it's beautiful. And you walk into your house and it's like perfectly clean and dusted and it smells amazing. And it just makes you feel like you can get so much more done. It feels so self-nurturing. It feels really, really good, right? Who doesn't love having beautiful smelling fresh sheets on your bed and then you sleep better? So there's so many ROIs in this case. Now, if we use like my 2-month private business coaching program as an example, which, by the way, I'm wrapping up taking applications for winter for my program. I only take 6 people at a time. By the time I'm recording this now, there's 4 spots left. So you're going to want to apply if you're, if you really want to get to where you want to get and you don't really know for sure that you're using an actual proven strategy to attract ideal clients and then convert them into paying clients on repeat and have a profitable content plan that feels good to you, that actually works. Yeah, you're going to need to do something about it and apply. But don't apply if you're not at a point where you're like, enough's enough already. I need to really go for the holy grail, because your homegirl here ain't cheap. Okay. I'm much less expensive than anyone thinks, considering I've been doing this 14 years. I'm a multimillionaire and a top business coach. Compared to other people who are at my level, I'm far less expensive because I do not believe in charging egregious prices to make bank. It's not necessary. I charge what feels really good and a fair energy exchange for us both. That's what feels good. So I charge enough so you'll show up and take this absolutely seriously. And I use that energy of money to hold you accountable, and where it's enough to where I feel good and I'm very vested in getting you multiple ROIs back. So let's look at the ROI of, let's just say, my program. Okay. It's not just the money ROI, which without a doubt, if you follow what I teach you, right, you are humble and willing to learn and do the damn thing. I don't accept anyone who I don't believe can do it, because that's not a good look on either of us. Okay. And I want those testimonials. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a good look on either of us. That's why I have you guys apply. And it's not about you not being good enough to work with me or at a certain level. I have 2 separate programs, one for people just starting and one for experienced entrepreneurs. So I don't care what level you're at, how many followers you have, how much money you have, if you have a degree or not. I really don't give a shit. What I look for is that you have the tenacity, you have the drive, you have the desire, and you have the compassionate, service-based heart of helping people. And you have the will to do it and show up. And you just need someone to show you step by step exactly how. That's what I look for. Okay. But let's take a look at the ROI here. The ROI exchange is, yes, you will absolutely financially, without a doubt, make your money back many times over. But the mental ROI, now you get to stop sitting there spinning, wondering, what do I do? Should I do this? Reverse engineer this? Maybe I should try this. Hoping and posting, throwing spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. That is very stressful. That causes lots of frustration and anxiety and eats up a lot of your energy and time. So there's an ROI there. Another ROI that we could never get back is time. You've already wasted a lot of time, whether it's months or years, by trying to do this on your own because you felt you either had to, or you're like, God, I don't want to spend that kind of money because I don't have it, or it feels risky or scary to me, or I should be able to figure it out on my own, whatever story you have for yourself, right? But meanwhile, you just wasted a resource you can never get back, and that's time. You can never get that back. Energy you can get back, money you can get back, your mental peace you can get back, but not time. So I want you to start looking at things like that in your life. Again, personal life, whether you say yes to going out to dinner with someone or no, look at the ROI on that. But the emotional ROI, the tangible ROI, the physical ROI, I want you to look at it, because that's where a lot of your motivation and productivity are going in the toilet, is because you have this expectation hangover that something's going to work out in a certain way, and then it doesn't, and then now you're pissed off about it. And now, not only did the thing not work out in a certain way, now you're in the shit of it. Now you're in the crap trap, and you waste more time and energy. So I started telling you before I went off on a tangent what I do. So one is that abundance walk. Like, I have a lot of rituals that I do, and you don't have to do anything in an exact way I do, but having daily rituals that are non-negotiables in order to help you stay in an elevated state is incredibly important. The second thing, I already forgot what I told you. So it's important, I'm sure, but I don't remember. And I don't know why I do numbers, because then I have to try to remember the numbers. The other thing I know what I was saying. I ask myself the question on, is this really that important? Whatever I'm tripping about, is it really that important? Is it that important that I get 100 people signing up for my membership for this launch, for example? Is it really that important, like to where I would lose my peace over? It's okay to have a goal. It's okay to want to have that plan and go for it, especially when you have a team, right? You want everyone to understand what you want. But if you don't meet the goal, then it's a setup to feel like crap, right? It's like, this is what I want. This is what I would love to see happen, but I will do my best. And that's all I can do on any given day is my best. And if I don't hit it, I don't hit it. And that's okay. I'd rather you say that. Because sometimes there's a reason why you didn't hit it that you needed to learn so that next time you could like double it or triple it. When I'm trying to remember which launch. I mean, I've had a lot of launches, but I had a launch where it was terrible. Not everything I touch turns to gold. And anyone who makes it look like everything they touch turns to gold, you should fucking run, because it's not possible. It's not possible for giant multi-billion-dollar brands for everything they touch to turns to gold. So it's certainly not possible for a small business owner. Just saying. But a lot of people use that as manipulation to sell people. It's just not possible. And it also sets up an expectation that you wonder what's wrong with you because you're not getting applications. People aren't signing up for your stuff. People aren't signing up for your freebie. You must be doing something wrong. Strategically, there is a likelihood that you are doing something that, I hate the word wrong. You have holes in your business that need to be filled, right? So you need someone like me to help you fill them. So that's a likely, very highly likely situation happening. But the other situation is you have expectations. You're kind of trying to make a deal like, well, this better work. And I promoted it this many times and I talked about it. So I should at least have this many signups. And getting really mad about it, that's a really unattractive energy. And then you're repelling the stuff. So you've got to really ask yourself, is it really that important? So that one launch I had, I can't remember what product it is. That was so terrible, you guys. Oh my God. It was like 50% of what I wanted. And I'm conservative when I project numbers for anybody. That's just how I am. I don't do like pie in the sky numbers. Oh my God. It did not feel good. I mean, it's not like I went, oh, well, that's how it was supposed to be. No, it did not feel good. I was pissed. It sent me spinning. I didn't like it. And then I went through my rituals, asked how important it was. I talked it through with a close friend and my coaches. So I didn't keep it inside. You have to have people that you can trust that will give it to you straight, that you can talk to. That's another thing I did. I had to do a lot of processing, so a lot of releasing on my abundance walks. That had to happen. I needed to move through my body, which is why I do guided meditations while walking, because you've got to move that anxious, that depression, whatever that energy you have, we got to move it out. That's why you see me, dancing. It doesn't matter that I'm not like some professional TikTok dancer. Who cares? It's a way to move energy out, taking Epsom salt baths, right? Taking those detox baths and leaching some of that stuff out. Even washing your hair and exfoliating your body head to toe. That's another great thing you can do. We've got to get this stuff out of us. But my point in sharing about that launch is I let go because I was stuck in the why. Why did this happen? What am I doing wrong? The why and the what, the why and the what. I'm a strategist. I know better. Why didn't this work? Well, first I had to remind myself that not everything I touch is going to turn to gold no matter how long I've been doing this. Thank you so much. Like ego. And the second thing I really had to make sure I let go of is, you know what? I'm trusting there's a reason why. Well, I don't know what number it was. This is FMA from my ass. Why 50, I think it was like, I don't know. Let's just say 50 people instead of 100 people. Okay, signed up. Why 50 people, only 50 people signed up? I had to surrender and let go and trust that there's a reason why that it was 50 people, that it was 50%. I just had to trust there was some reason why, and that doesn't mean I get to know the answer ever. But it was supposed to be like that for whatever reason and let it go, because holding on to it is only causing me to sink into the shit further. So why hold on to it? And you know what happened? It's funny what happens when we surrender. Then we actually end up, usually getting the answer or the thing, things kind of like finally come to fruition. I think it was like 3 weeks later, I realized why. Because I didn't have enough people on my team to support having 100 new people. And it would have been a terrible customer experience. And my people, my clients wouldn't have gotten enough attention. And we would have been absolutely overwhelmed. And it would have caused 10 times the stress. And that's why it happened. And then I ended up going, I see why this happened. I was actually being protected by the universe, by God, right? I was being protected here, but it felt like God was shitting on me. It felt like I was being punished, but I wasn't. I was being protected. So often when we have this expectation hangover, we feel like we're being punished by God, by the universe, by something, by karma. But how about looking at it like maybe you're being protected? Usually that's the case. And that doesn't mean you're going to get to know exactly what that is. So like I said, I'm wrapping up taking applications for my winter session of my 2-month private business coaching program. You can swipe up. That link is in my show notes, or it's on Instagram at ProjectME with Tiffany. Or, of course, you can head over to my website, ProjectMeWithTiffany.com, under Work With Me. You just have to have that talk to yourself right now. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do here? Am I going to continue kind of half-assing it and hope to get to my goal? Or am I going to hedge my bet and stack the odds in my favor that this thing is going to happen? I don't know about you, and I'm a conservative person. But I want to stack the odds in my favor, even if that costs me money and that scares me. I'm doing it right now. It scares the hell out of me. It costs me money. It costs me, dealing with my mental gymnastics. Sometimes it costs me some time. Sometimes it costs me some energy. But if it means I'm stacking the odds in my favor, heavily in my favor, in order to reach the goal I so badly want, well, I'd be nuts not to do it, because if we look at the reverse, what is it costing me to not stack the odds in my favor? For me to not stack the odds in my favor with what I'm doing for my upcoming launch and then what I have planned for my largest passive income stream ever, which is what I have planned for this year. For me to not, the cost of me to not do it is $1 million. If I put it in money terms. The other cost is me being mad at myself, is me wasting time. And because it's something I want to do anyway. It's not like that dream or that desire is going to go away. So then I'd just be wasting more time by delaying it. And then I'd be pissed at myself. So I ask myself, like, what would I say? What would I say to you? What would I say to any of you who came to me with a question? I got to coach myself. And I know what I would say to you. It's like, go big or go home. I like saying, go big or don't bother. Like, go all in or don't bother. because in the world of business and entrepreneurship, toe dipping it doesn't work. It's a nice start. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind you starting there, but it ain't going to get you very far. And then it ends up not being cute. It ends up in a jobby situation. And I don't want that for any of you guys. If you love this episode, take a screenshot so I know, share it on Instagram and tag me at ProjectME with Tiffany. This way I know to create more episodes with that similar vibe. I'm excited for you guys to get the Abundance Walk guided meditation series. Again, you can swipe up for that or go to the link in my bio on Instagram, projectmewithtiffany.com/guided meditation. Grab it before we shift that page over to where we're making it paid. We've just released it free to you guys as a New Year's gift because we all know that January is kind of a shit show. And I knew you would need some help navigating it. Any ideas you guys have for that month that we're going to name in between December and January? I would love for you to DM it to me. Let's brainstorm a name, shall we? I can't think of any name off the cuff. Like the first thing I'm thinking is I don't know why I'm thinking of like a C, like I don't know. I'm thinking of a C. I don't know. Something. We've got to come up with a name in between December and January that we declare it, and ask who's ever in charge of making months. Like, who the hell decided this shit anyway? I'm very curious. This would be a great time waster for me to go Google, wouldn't it? All right. Wishing you guys great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.